They are busting everywhere right here. Had a bite, big bite. Are they already gone? Got one! Nice! All right, and we are fishing. First cast. Perfect. I'm starting out with a walking bait because I already had it tied on. I plan on doing a lot of topwater this morning. This is my first time up the river at Lake Pleasant, so I'm excited. The weather is supposed to be interesting today. Might see some wind, might see some rain. I saw lightning on the way up here this morning. By the way, of all the lakes I go to, this is the worst drive. I just want to say that. People just drive like idiots, even at 4 in the morning. Water temperature is 83.5 degrees. Pretty crispy. It's going to be hot today. At least they're saying 103 degrees. So if you watched the last video, you saw I was out at Roosevelt on Sunday and it was freaking 113 degrees. And I didn't want to leave because the fishing was so good and just getting better as the day went on. But it just got unbearably hot, even with the bimini top up. And my body was telling me not to stay out too long. I felt a little bit nauseous, although I've been battling some hella bad allergies this early summer, so that played part of it. But I have a rule, since I'm out here by myself in the 100-degree plus weather, that if I'm not feeling 100%, I pick it up and go home. I'm not gonna risk being out on the water and something happening when I'm by myself, when it was easily preventable just through a lot of common sense. And I fish all year round. I get acclimated to the heat. The last couple years, the heat hasn't bothered me at all. It doesn't usually bother me now. I didn't want to leave. Trust me, the fishing was really good, and like I said, it was just getting bigger. I'm hoping as I get up around this point, we'll get some fish. Looks like there is a bunch of fish here. Hoping to get some striper today. I haven't caught many striper, and none of really any size. They've all been pretty small. Boy, this thing casts a mile. I'm just giving this thing little jerks with the rod and then reeling in the slack right away. Just getting it to walk back and forth. It's a pretty easy bait to fish. It walks really easy. Just have to make sure your twitches are really shallow. It's probably too far out there to see really well, but it's walking. I'm going to speed it up. Time to cover some water. I know a lot of YouTube videos talk a lot about lures. Their focus is on lures and equipment. And it seems to me, I don't know, that there's a big lack of actual strategy on, you know, what to do once you get out on the water when you have all those shiny lures and that new equipment. So, coming from kayak fishing, you know, I didn't really have the option of just going wherever I wanted to. It was, you know, I could hop points, but it might take me 30 minutes to get to the next point. So, because of my limited range, I was pretty much stuck to fishing with what was in front of me. And that worked. I mean, I caught a lot of fish. It was fine. But I never, that was my strategy. That was my kayak strategy. Cover a lot of water, just cover where I could. And that worked for me. Now, since I have the boat, the world has opened up to me. And so I need to develop a new strategy, because when I first got the boat, I was pretty much doing the same thing I was doing in my kayak. I was even fishing the same spots because I knew them. But I've got talking to a few people, and you know, I'm always looking to learn. I haven't been bass fishing all that long. That's why it's kind of funny to me when I see in the comments someone saying that I taught them so much, because I'm still very much learning myself. But my new strategy now, you know, after doing some research and talking to some people, and I knew this, and you've probably heard this too, is, you know, fish the points, fish the points. Well, that's what I'm doing now. And today I plan on pretty much only doing that. I've been testing it out. I've been doing it my last few trips out, just heading straight to points and fishing them. Using there's a fish. Got one. That's a bass, I think. See, and look, I fished up that entire bank. The minute I get to the point, I get a fish. Oh, he's barely hooked. Nice. That did not take long. That's the first fish of the day. That's a good size one too. I'm going to get the scale out today. These Lake Pleasant fish tend to be larger than average, so alright, buddy, let's see what we got going on. You interrupted my soliloquy. Ooh, is that in your eye? No, it's right under your eye. Thank goodness. Alright. Wow, you're skinny. Super skinny. There we go. First bass of the day. It's not as big as I thought it was. 1.82 pounds. I love how clear the water is here. So as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by fishing, that's the strategy. I'm going to be utilizing the boat more in the way it was intended. I know it sounds silly, But you know, it's hard to break habits sometimes. I was so used to fishing out of the kayak. I was just using the boat to get to spots and then fishing pretty much just like I did in the kayak. In fact, I'm going to speed it up a bit, because I mean, even with fishing the points like this now, I still want to cover a lot of water. That's the other thing that gets mentioned all the time, besides, you know, fish the points, is cover water. And I utilized that strategy in the kayak and had a lot of success with it, so I still adhere to that. I'm not going to stick around in one place too long if it's not producing. That's point number 3. I'm going to be moving around a lot more than I have been in the boat. If I heard there are some people, mostly pros, they might make, as I backlash, they might make 5 casts at a spot and then move on right away if nothing happens, or they're not feeling it. So I don't know if I'll go that fast, because that's a lot of up and down and time wasted moving. But I will abandon an area if nothing's going on after a while. The other point I'm going to do is, I kind of do this already. I'm going to change baits more often. I'm not going to get stuck on one bait if it's not working. I have a bad habit of changing baits when one's working, just so I can see if something else works. So I'm no stranger to changing baits often. Alright, so another point for the new strategy is to fish different structure throughout the day. You know, rocky banks, flooded timber, laydowns, boulders, you know, just try different stuff. I tend to get stuck in an area or a type of structure and kind of get stubborn about it. You know, because of things I like to do. I like to fish the submerged brush, the trees and stuff like that. I love fishing that stuff. Well, I guess this has also proven my point. I'm fishing the back of a little cove now and I'm getting nothing. At least at that last point I caught one. Now watch a 5-pounder latch onto that thing. I said watch a 5-pounder latch onto this thing. Where's the props department? Got one. I think. Yeah, got one all right. Oh, this one's trophy size. Oh, I didn't think it was a fish. There was no real struggle. But I thought it might be a striper or something like that. I don't know. But hey, we got some action. There's a freaking giant bass right there underneath me. There's another giant bass right there off the point. So if I wasn't snagged, I would have come off this point a lot deeper. I still might try it. Got one. Wow, that was fast. On the drop shot, he's coming up. Nice. Yeah, I switched away from the top water. I wasn't getting any more bites. I got one little bit of interest. But this is what, my first cast with the drop shot. I saw a couple bass as I was crossing over that point. Get in my net. Yeah. That one's bigger than the first one. Not by much though. Let's weigh it. Just for fun. It's not big enough to weigh, but I can do what I want. I'm an adult. Stop biting me. All right. 2.02 pounds. Biggest fish of the day. Let's get a good look at you. Smile for the camera. All right. I'm using my live well for a bit. I've never really used it. So since I have it, I want to try it out. I got another one already. Back-to-back casts on the drop shot. Well, when I was passing that point, I saw two fish. I wonder if I just caught them both. It's jumping again. Nope. This is my BFS rod, so I can't just, don't jump. I can't just muscle him in. He's hooked pretty good. Don't jump out of the boat. Come on, dude. Did he get my weight again? He did. Alright. There we go. Another kind of smallish one. 1.7. Oh, I guess I could lay. Alright, into the live well with you, buddy. Alright, so here's how I tie my drop shot rig. I know they say it's not a big deal which way your hook is facing, but on a drop shot, when you're tying a Palomar knot, I always put the shank facing the line and watch what happens. Alright. Now I'm going to make the loop for my Palomar knot. Watch what happens to the hook. It faces up now. Faces up the line the way you want it. I don't usually tie Palomars. Most of my knots are uni knots. But I always do a Palomar knot on a drop shot. Alright, nice and tight. Then, you probably already know this trick. This one's fairly common. You take the tag end and you poke it through the hook eye. And now you've got your hook tied on. And because of the way I set the shank, the hook is facing up, just the way you want it. So while I got you, I was in Liar's Corner not too long ago, shooting some promo stuff for Phat Pak Baits, and I didn't know this, but they have their own brand of tungsten weights, and they're the cheapest I've ever seen them. This is a drop shot weight, 1/4 ounce, tungsten, $12.99 for a 10-pack. That's ridiculous. So Liar's Corner is located in Mesa, my neck of the woods. Look at that nice clean tungsten weight. There is my drop shot rig. This is a size 2 EWG. I actually never used this hook before. This is a new hook. 1/4 ounce drop shot weight. There's not a lot of wind today, so 1/4 ounce should do just fine. So there's my drop shot rig. Pretty simple. And now I'm going to complement that with a worm from Phat Pak Baits. This is their slinky worms, Morning Dawn. These are 6.5 inches long. I've caught like 3 fish on this already. I keep pinching off the top and keep using it. The nice thing about these is they float. So when it's down under the water on the hook, it's floating around looking all delicious. I've already caught a couple fish with this hook, or with this worm this morning, and I've pinched off the top a couple, 3 times already. But I like to Texas rig my drop shots. I like to weedless up whenever I can. So there we go. That's what we've been throwing. Check out Liar's Corner. Check out their tungsten. Check out their loyalty program. Check out Phat Pak Baits. Get yourself some slinky worms. These are sold at Liar's Corner. Yeah. Got one. Oh, this feels like a decent one. Oh yeah, that is a good sized fish. Is that a catfish? That might be a catfish. It is. It's a big old cat. I haven't caught a catfish in a while. Oh, I don't really want that. I don't really want this thing on my deck. All right. Was that about a 3.5? Two and 3/4. You are not going in the live well. You've got some battle scars on you. Thanks for breaking up the monotony. All right, that was not the target species, but as you can see, it was caught off a point. There are fish busting all over behind me. Oh my God, there's just a ton of them. They're busting everywhere. They're just following it. They're not biting. And just like that, they're gone. I didn't get one of them. I'm going to make that striper segment the intro to the video. I hope I see that again. They were small though. I don't know. I mean, if I had thrown the walking bait out there, I would have caught one and I would have been unhooking it and they would have been gone. They chased the swim bait. I got a couple of nips at it, but no hard bites. So they are busting everywhere right here. Had a bite, big bite. Are they already gone? Got one! Nice! It's a small one. Look, there's one chasing it. Sweet! Nice! Finally got a striper today. I was driving by, I was heading on down the lake and I saw him busting behind me. I did a quick Yui. I want to get this one off. Maybe I can get back out there. They're not surfacing anymore, but this one wasn't either. They're in the area. There, I got one. Boy, they're just slamming it. They're small though. Who cares? Nice. Another one.